please note here, measuring in centimeters and millimeters, there's really nothing easier in the world that there could be, because you're going to use the same exact digits for centimeters and millimeters. There's just going to be a decimal point in between one of them. The easiest way is really to start with millimeters. This line is how many millimeters? Well, I can pretty much see it. Looks to me, these big numbers are centimeters. They're each worth 10 millimeters, so you can count by tens. 10, 20, 30, and then how many more little lines after 30 is it? 3 more. So in millimeters, this should have been 33 millimeters. In centimeters, and they're not asking you to round. If they'd ask you to round to centimeters, you'd say it's just 3 centimeters. Okay, but you're not. You're just taking, it's 3 whole centimeters, and then 3/10, 0.3 of the next centimeter. So you just take whatever the millimeters is, move the decimal back one place, and that's how many centimeters it would be. So you get the same digits, it's just that one has a decimal just left of the first digit there, the last digit there. So, Caitlin, you had a question, I know, which one?
On number 6, I don't get why 2/3 would be the second one. Like, how would you find the decimals for 2/3?
Well, if you looked at these on the number line, here's 0 and here's 1, right? Okay. And then these, I guess you could think about it like this. If you were cutting this into thirds, do some of you guys, maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way. Who got this? Everybody got an easy way? Lana?
Just think about them in circles and divisions, or circles, like.
Yeah, well, how do you know what 2/10 is in a circle? I guess, yeah, that's one way to think about it too. Okay, Landon says this, think about it as circles. If you cut a circle into thirds and you have 2/3 of them, it's this. If you have 2/10, that means, Caitlin, you're cutting this circle into 10 equal pieces, which means it looks a lot like this. Something like that. And if you have only 2/10 of it, it's like this. Another way maybe is to compare them to half. Is that what somebody's going to say? You know 2/3, Caitlin, is bigger than half because the top number is bigger than, or more than half the bottom. And 2/10, if you think about that as a fraction, that's a way less than 1/2.
Okay.
On a number line, I could cut this into tenths. What is that? Fifths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2/10 is going to be right here. Okay. 2/3, if I cut this same line into thirds, it would be cut here and here. 2/3 is going to be way over there. So it goes 2/10 first, then 2/3, and then the whole number 1. There's not an easy way to do it. Later on we'll come up with some easier ways, but
And then also
you probably could have, Caitlin, you probably could have looked at your fraction circles under thirds. Alright, do you have your fraction circles there?
yes.
What is the decimal for just 1/3?
33 and 1/3%.
Right, well the decimal though, I don't want to, does it give the decimal?
3/10.
Right, 0.3 repeater. So if you have 2/3, that's going to be 6/10, and 6/10 is a lot bigger than just 0.2. So hopefully that helps. You have another question?
On number 17,
17.
I got 6 and 1/4.
Alright, let's look at that way. You took 2 2/3 and added 3 2/3, right?
Yeah.
And what do you get if you add 2/3 and 2/3?
4/3.
4/3. And this 3 plus 2 is 5, right? Can't keep 4/3 because it's improper. What mixed number does 4/3? Is 4/3 the same as? And if you can't do it, you're going to have to divide it out. How many times does 3 go into 4?
Once.
Once. With what left over?
1.
And you put that 1 over this 3. So 4/3 is the same as 1 1/3, and then you have to take this 5 and put the 1 with it, so it's going to be 6 1/3.
Okay.
I don't know what you said, you got 1/4, I think. I don't know. Did you something like that?
I think I accidentally added 1 and 1/4 to 5.
Anybody else out there? Grace!
Number 9, I don't understand how to do this.
Number 9? Yeah. Number 9, good question to ask if you don't know how to do this. You're just making equal fractions. Grayson, all you have to do, I'll write it bigger here so you can see it. 4/7 equals what number over 21? You just have to figure out how do you go from 7 to 21 by multiplying or dividing? 7 times what is 21? 3. And whatever you, in order to make equal fractions, whatever you multiply the bottom by, you have to multiply the top by. So 4 times 3 is 12, and that's what the top number would have to be. Okay, we haven't done that before, have we? Forget what we've done, what we haven't done.
Yeah.
Okay, just making equal fractions. Other ones out there in the world of mathematics, ask now, because every problem you get wrong tomorrow is like a whole half a grade lower. Between 1 wrong and 0 wrong is an A and 2 wrong is a B. Imagine that. Caleb?
Well, for number 7, I don't like doing it. I just got like 1/7 like millimeter off or 21. I got
Well, you got 32 and 3.2?
34 and 3.
Oh, yeah, I would probably give you that, although I think if you look close enough, you probably can get close there. I mean, if you could come up to my desk and prove to me that that one looked like that was it, I would definitely consider it anyway. Any other ones? No. Okay, love it. Here's what I got, children.